Hey, hosted wasted. Nice. All right. Hey, no longer hosting. Even better. All right. So, I thought this was supposed to be an empty space. Oh, I call shenanigans. All right. Do a little dance before we get going, you know. Limber up a little bit. It's all good. All right, let's get this show on the road. Oh, we have lots of blocks and lots of things to do. So, we are in creative mode. For those who are not sure what the hell's going on, that's okay. Neither am I. So, yeah, there's actually, I wanted to try a new build. So this is going to be a concept build. I'm going to get rid of you for a second. Keep you, get rid of you. Alright, so that should work. Okay, so let's go ahead and get... not that it really matters, because we're going to have to reposition things anyway, so... That's two. We're gonna take this out to about, I don't know, like 35-ish. 43, because we can. Puts us at 45 on the length on that, right? Okay. Now, what we're gonna be doing is, like I said, I want to try something I'm kind of curious about. I haven't done in a very long time, and I'm kind of wanting to try it again. We're gonna go ahead and put you there. Put you there. And then all we're doing here is basically setting this thing up to keep it in position while we're building. Not that you really need to do this, honestly. You can cut and paste things and reposition them as you need to. So we're gonna go like that. Like that. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it is all 6 degrees. Okay. Just had to stop and make sure. Now here's what I'm wanting to try. We're gonna go. Let's bring up the pistons, and we are going to set this up where we are going to have, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to go here. And then we are going to do another piston on top of that. And let's see what we have for thrusters, because I'm kind of wanting to do... you know what, let's go something like this. No, that's not what I want. I want a massive thruster, and I'm too lazy to go grab. Yeah. That was which one did we grab? We grabbed the large thruster. Let's grab the big thruster. Oh, we'll go blue with this. Why not? So for the folks who are joining us, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Hopefully you are having a fantastic day thus far. What we are doing is setting up a little bit of a stealth ship build. And I'm gonna see if we can get away with doing this here. Now, we used to be able to do this. So it's not gonna let me do that. But what we can do... Hey, Theewolf's group just auto-hosted. Thank you, sir. Do appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and let that extend. Alright. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this. And we should be able to go 1, 2. Okay, so if we bring that back down, we're gonna go see if we can get this to work. We used to be able to do a merge block here and a merge block here. And what it'll do is when it comes down, it should, in theory, merge this whole thing together. We'll see how well that works. So this is actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab a copy of that. And that way, if we blow something up, we have an extra to work with. So we're going to go ahead and reverse this. Let's see what happens. Really? There it goes. Alright, so we do that. We can now place this thing, hopefully, somewhere in here, right? You're not gonna let me place you now? Interesting. Let me place it there, but not there. Will you let me place... Okay, so if we then go... like so... Oh, because you are attached to this point, not that point, right? Did I misplace that one? I did misplace that. Damn it. Alright. That figures. Alright. Alright, so let's make sure we have this placed correctly this time. Come here, you. See if we can actually get in here, and there you go. So we're gonna let that start running. And then just to make sure we have this set up correctly, let's go ahead and reverse this really fast. Okay, that whole thing is going. Now, it may or may not work again. We'll find out here in a second. Oh, there goes. Hey, look at you. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change this piston. We're going to change this name. We're going to call this one upper 1. We're going to call this one upper 2. Why? Because we can. And in that way we can say, over here we're going to put a button in just because we can. Let's go ahead and grab you in place. Alright, and come over here for a second because we're going to group uppers. So now we know which pistons are which. Go ahead and so we want groups. We are going to do upper pistons. We're gonna have that reverse. Lower pistons. We're gonna have that reverse. Alright, so now when we hit that button, the piston array should rise and drop, right? Okay. And if we did everything correctly, we can do that. Get rid of those. There you go. So, because we used the merge blocks, we were able to tie this whole thing together. That is one grid on the back side of the piston now, which is important because it means we can do that. Now the idea is we're going to have basically a framework that will eventually come up this way. Let's go out here a little bit. How many blocks was that? I wasn't paying attention. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go out 3, up 7 more. Alright. No, you. Did I really? Yeah, huh. What do you know? There you go. I forgot that the thruster is a even number of grids across, not an odd. Okay, so what the idea is we're going to go, let's see here. Something like this. I'm wondering if we can get, yeah. Now, can we get away with doing that on this side? Yes, we can. Alright, so we're going to end up with something like this, where the thruster is actually part of the hull. And we'll set up some timing blocks and everything, where this will be turned off until you deploy it. Right? So, just to come down here and give you an example really quick. Whee! So you have this whole thing where this like assembly will come up to fully deploy the thrusters, and we'll figure out how, roughly how much space we want to have in here before when it's fully deployed, and that'll give us an idea of where we need to go for our structure. So if we go to there. Now each of the pistons extends out to 6 blocks, I believe, in total height. Now if we do that and do that, it's going to retract them. Okay. That makes it easy. Well, it makes it easier, I should say. And since this is a 2x block, That's going to be our keel. Now we want to be careful not to delete those pistons. That would be very bad. All right. So if that's going to be our center line. And we'll come back eventually and replace most of this stuff. But that gets us an idea of where we need to go with it. And then we're going to go up. That's 1, 2, 3. Hey, you know what? Hell with it. Let's just do this way. Just gonna have to go 2 more. Alright, yeah. There we go. Alright. Nope. There we go. And so, like I said, what we're really doing here is just building out a framework for us to start planning how we want to have this stuff set up. Because we'll be able to do things like have, if we do this, excuse me, my apologies for that. Go there, we can bring this back. How many spaces is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. So if that's going to be 8 blocks, that's going to come up. That will leave... Oh, let's see here. That's going to leave 2 blocks on the interior, I believe, right? If we do 1 there, 1 there. Actually, I should probably just go ahead and slap all of these on here. Now, if I may put the larger hangar doors mod in, which will allow me to have this set up so that we'll be able to get all of the space. Or I may rebuild this a little bit. But it at least gives us an idea of what we're doing here. Okay. So that'll come up when it's fully deployed. Let's take a look at this again. So this is the lower deployment. That would be lower deployment position. So we could actually keep that there. So if we have that, because what I'm thinking about is if we do a full retraction on the lower section, because basically if we do Ah. Come here, you. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Trying to get in there to take that piece out. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Alright, so let's go. Let's replace that, shall we? Alright. So if we go ahead and just do one of these. Yeah, I think we'll just do one of these then. Alright. And you know what they say, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs, right? Okay, so what just... There was no reason for that thing to start spinning for no apparent reason. Is it going to be one of those days? Where'd the new one go? There it goes. Yep, it's gonna be one of those days. Oh, hello. Let's see if you are going to just start spinning. Yep, you are. Okay. Well, we have a little bit of a ballet going on. At least that'll be entertaining, right? Oh, that's the thing about space engineers. It works until it doesn't. Yes. Alright, so that's not going to work the way I want it to. Which is really sad because it was working briefly. Come here, you. There we go. Alright, so if that's not going to work the way we want... And we did, what, 45 before? 43? Yeah, 43 works. Put that there. Let's go ahead and grab the gyro again. Alright, so what that means is that we're going to have to then revert back to the other idea, which is where we have only a single piston. Which is fine. I tend to like multiple pistons because it gives you a little bit more power on the what you can do with it. But, gotta do what you gotta do, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Alright, so let's go ahead and get that done. So we'll make this work with a single piston. Hopefully. So you're gonna come up here. Damn it. Will you quit? No. It's gonna have to go out one more. Alright. That's better. And one more there. So you're gonna go there. And we'll give this a try here in a second just to make sure it's not going to blow up when we do this, right? What we're going to do is just go ahead and get the rest of these in place so that we don't have to worry about the thing drifting off here. There we go. Just to hold it in place. All right, so that is working as expected. Oh yeah, music's kind of depressing. Let's jump over to a different song, shall we? All right. And then that is let's make sure we have that set up properly. You're gonna come back one. Oh, did I just do the corners? I sure as hell did. Ah. Get rid of you. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of this stuff too. There you go. Let's see, you are actually attached there. And we're gonna go ahead and do that. Man, it's one of those days. All right. Might be too much. We might need to take a few of those blocks. Oh, that's actually right. Okay. That's gonna come out. All right. And we should be able, oh, with the inverted corner, we're gonna come over here and do this again. Hey Alpha, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. All right. That is going to go that way. So what we're working on is I'm building a hidden thruster array, and we're just trying to get the parts to cooperate. We've already had one instance of Clang going crazy this evening. So if we go this way, how you doing tonight? Having a good night so far? Hopefully you're having a fantastic Friday thus far. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of you and you, and then just go ahead and drop that line. Now, I may actually play around with that cage a little bit. So, for now though, that works for now. Alright, so what the idea is we're going to build the rest of the ship around the idea of having this be the center line. But we don't want all of the thrust capabilities of the ship being known. So we're gonna hide that little thruster. So we come over here, we grab the control panel. That's where is our piston. We're gonna reverse that for now. So what the piston's going to allow this thing to do is basically have this piece retract down into the ship. So we have a deployable booster. And now that that is seated, that is going to be one. So you have that. Now we go, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and put that button back over here so we can actually not have to keep running back and forth. And it's just going to be a temporary thing here. We want piston reverse. Alright, let's see what happens here. Make sure this thing's going to work the way we want it to. It does. Okay, and then you are 4 blocks across, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. So we'll have that reverse. And then we are going to go here, here. Actually. Yeah, we want one more. Well, no, maybe not. No. Yeah, no, that's fine. So what we're doing is building out a, like I said before, we're going to build a little bit of a framework here to keep it from basically ripping itself apart. In order to do this, we're going to actually take those out. Get that. Going to rinse and repeat on this side. That way everything is anchored the way it needs to be. So you come to there. Review. And then again, we're just building up a little bit of a buffer area here so that we don't have to worry quite so much about when things are retracting and extending. And flip this. Like so. And eventually this is going to come out. It's just there to hold us in place right now. And we're going to end up with a passageway. Probably put it over here. So we'll have a way to get in here to do maintenance. In fact. Yeah, window and door. Oh, let us go rotary airlock. Because we don't know if we're going to pressurize this area yet or not. So, yeah. There we go. And that gives us our primary engines. Well, I should say our hidden engine. So 1, 2. That gives us a bay there. Let's go through this. I might replace that. Yeah, let's go with this way first. Let's try it that way. And just because. Now the nice thing about this is that you could actually set this up to look like a hangar on the side of your ship, or on the top of your ship, bottom of your ship, wherever you wanted this thing to work. Now let's see if it rips itself apart when we do this. Find out here in a second. There you go. Now, are you going to clear? You do clear. Awesome. Okay, that's working the way we were hoping it would work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of the hangar doors. We're going to group these up. We're going to come over here. We're going to set this to the group of hangar door. We're going to have you be toggle the open close. We're going to have you be the reverse. It'd be really nice if, you know, all right. Call that the booster. And then we are going to configure that one to be booster. Going to turn that off. We're going to reverse the piston. And then what we'll do is once we have all of this configured and have it all working the way we want, we'll actually put in some programming systems that you'll hit the button. It'll open everything up, lift the piston, and then turn the thruster on. And we'll actually have like a status block that'll monitor it for us to tell us if things are working the way that we want it to work. And you know, we'll use the automatic LCD2 script to give us some feedback on what's going on with the ship. So you are done. And then so to give you an idea, if you were to mount this as a hangar, or to make it look like a hangar on the ship, that's what you would end up doing. So if we were to duplicate this, put another one on the other side in the reverse area, you'd basically have something that looks like a hangar on the side of the ship. People come in to attack, you know, especially if you're like in a PvP server, or you're doing something with a lot of pirates, storyline mode, that kind of stuff. So yeah, gives you a little hidden space. And then let's set up, head up here and set up a programmable block. Actually, the timer block. That's what we want. And there it is. Alright, so we're going to set actions up. Actually, we need 2 timer blocks. We need, you are going to be our hangar door timer. Right? No, because it's going to toggle that. So you're going to be our piston toggle. Timer. We're going to set that for 3-second delay. And we're going to have it reverse direction. Alright, let's see. Is that door open? Okay, so we're going to grab a copy of this. Because reasons. Actually, let's bring this over here. Just in case everything blows up. There you go. That's our backup copy in case we do something that screws the whole thing up. Because, you know, if you've ever seen what I do around this place, it's very possible. So what we want is group to trigger. This, so we want a timer that's going to trigger the doors instantly, trigger a timer block for that countdown timer, which then triggers the piston. Okay. So we want this to be basically a zero sum here. So we want this to toggle open closed, and then did we not call you a okay, so you're the piston timer. We're going to set up actions. And we are going to trigger that. All right. Now, we're going to come over here. We're going to set up a different button so we can actually debug this while we are doing things. Oop, thank you. And we're going to have that set to trigger. So, we trigger that. Alright, so we have to have the other one start and not trigger. Okay. So that's basically what it's going to do. That's the basic way that it's going to work. So let's go in here and look at our timer blocks again. We want this timer block. Yeah, it's going to go fine. We want this one to delay 5 seconds. This timer block is going to set up actions. We actually want this to start. Alright, so that's the open process. When we're ready for it to close, we want it... Damn it, I'm gonna need another timing block down here. And this one's gonna be the door timer. So you are going to be timer. We want you to wait 10 seconds before you do anything. You set up action. It's going to be group. And this is going to be to close those. All right. All right, so that's going to be here. We want this. This is going to be, what did we call the other one? Oh, no, come here, you. So the door timer. Okay, so that's the open block. So we'll leave it out of there for a second. Booster open timer block. You are going to be the booster close timer block. Actually, no, we'll just call that, we'll just use the one piston timer. Alright, so door close timer set for 10 seconds. We want you to immediately, do we want to have it just immediately do this? Yeah. So we're going to have it do this. Specifically retract. And we want the door close timer to start. Alright. So now we're going to come over here. We're going to grab this one. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that is what we wanted to do, just not the way we wanted to do it. We need to give it a little bit more time to close. But that is what we're looking for. Okay. So if we, come here, you. Come back! So if we grab a copy of you... Ow. Awesome. I'm glad it doesn't keep the momentum like it used to. Let's go ahead and get rid of the spinning club of doom up here. Yes, thank you. There we go. Alright, so that tells us we need to have that timer set to do a little bit more time in there. So with the door timer to actually wait, say 20 seconds. That way we know that everything is good. And we are going to go ahead and throw... No, that was not what I wanted. That was what I wanted. Thank you. There we go. Okay, so that gets us the basic stuff running. Okay, so that lets us know that it works. So we trigger the opening. Door opens. I will probably reset the piston timer to be 5 seconds instead of 3. All right. Now, if everything works the way it's supposed to, what it should do is this will fully retract. It'll sit there for a couple of seconds, and then the doors will close. Perfect. That is exactly the behavior that we want. So now let's go look at our timers here really quick. Oh. So that's 5 seconds. We're going to set up action. We want it to extend, not reverse. And what we're doing is we're setting this up specifically so you have to use the open and close functions. Open. So we want you to only open. So now when we hit this, that's going to open, that's going to come up. Hey Sharky, thanks for the notice. Nice. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Happy Friday, sir. Okay, so now let's check the logic on this. If we did this correctly. Yes, okay. It's not trying to open anything, it's not trying to retract, that's good. So in order to hide this thing now, you hit the other button. Perfect. Grabs a hammer. Okay, so we have our stealth engine. That's a good thing. And then it hides it. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one because I don't want to trigger that by accident. Okay. I'm actually glad that worked mostly the way we wanted it to. Right, we're gonna go. So that gets us our proof and concept in. So if we do... Now the question is do we want that to be a top thruster or a side thruster? Because if we do it as a side thruster, like I was saying earlier, what we'll be able to do is if we do it on the side, we can make it look like a hangar space. So... This is a new start, Sharky. For the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about doing a kind of like a hidden thruster build. And so I wanted to work with that a little bit. Alright. So that gives us a retractable thruster. I'm thinking... I think we're going to go with that being on the top. Because if we go with those on the top, we can then go... something like this. I don't know, how do I want to do this? So I could... kind of curious here. I think I'm going to bring the sides of the ship out a little bit. Just bring that out. Maybe. So that's one thing I don't like about this thruster mod, is that it doesn't mount flush unless you're using the flat side on one of these. You basically have to have it set up like that in order to have it mounted to anything. Which could be okay depending on what we're looking to do with the design of the nacelle. And then just showing you the ugly version of it. So that's basically the way the front of the nacelle will work unless we clean it up. Yeah, don't do that in space. Yes. So the question is do we want to have it set where it's basically like that? I'm thinking if we go... something like this, maybe? Oh, no, because that's going to block... Damn it. That's going to block the thruster that we just built. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not going to block the thruster. Okay. I'm losing track of what I'm doing here. So we do something like that. This could be interesting. This could actually be fairly interesting. Let's see what this line looks like. So you'd end up with 3 thrusters on either side for 6 thrusters total. Or if we went like that, that might be interesting. So if it goes out 2, out 2, mount flat. That one inset by 1. Okay, so if we mount that like that, let me show you. Okay. Right? Yes, okay. Just trying to get my lines straight here. Yeah, let's check that. Make sure center there. You go. Right, so it's blocking. Oh, that's what's blocking it. So what do you think about? What do you think about that? Oh, the yellow is just so I can see contrast. That way I know if I need to cut something, I know where to cut it off at. Let's see. Because if we do that, we bring 2, 8, 4, 6, 7 ish, 7-ish, and then we can go about there. Go ahead and get rid of that now. Let's see, how's that line shaping up? I'm almost tempted to bring the reverse thruster nacelle down or up. I'm not sure which way I want to go with that. What do you think? Should we move the nacelle, the reverse thruster portion up or down, or leave it where it's at? So the problem that we run into is that it's a even number on the width of these things on the wide face. Down one, you think? All right. So you're saying here instead? There we go. 1, 2. What do you think? Move it 3 forward. Let's bring this thing around so you can see what it looks like here. Tying all this together is going to be interesting. I'm almost tempted to put another one of these thrusters over here. Like that. See, it needs to come. It would need to come over one, but or you know, it could do. I don't know. What do you think? I think I like it a little bit better like this. Because if we do this, there's a obvious place where things are attaching. Yeah, I think I like that line a little bit better. Did we? Yeah, it's symmetrical. Okay. Because what we could do... If we move the upper and lower thruster over one... Nah, I don't think I want to do that. What we might do is, can we get... Well, that's 4 blocks, right? So if we do that, 2, 3, 4... So should we do that maybe? So that way we have do a 4-pack like that. And we're just going to go ahead and start closing some of that off. Just to make sure things stay attached to where they're supposed to be. Alright, and then we want... Let's grab our blast doors really quick. Wrong direction. We'll get those replaced on the other side here in a second. There we go. There we go. Nice, Sharky. Thanks for the follow again, buddy. That would probably be why you were not able to post links before. You have to be following the channel in order to be a moderator on it. So if we do that, it's going to come in, what do we do? 2 out and then drop down 1? Yeah, drop down 1 there. Okay. Then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and up on 5. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip you up like a so. How did we do? We went... What? Ah, okay. Helps if I have it facing the right direction when we do this, huh? And then we said in threes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see what this thing's looking like from the top. I don't know. I'm kind of curious as to maybe move the these forward nacelles. Move those forward. And then basically this would wrap back into the body of the ship sooner, come back out. And then as you came forward, you would have the forward, like the retro nacelles, and then extend this out a little bit and we'll put the bridge and cockpit area in. What do you think about that? Now this thing's going to require a lot of power. So what we're probably going to end up with is a system where we'll have the reactors. I think we're going to probably put like 9 large reactors on this thing and have them center lined or have them clustered. Could do clusters. So if we went... So that's going to be on... Oh. So what we could do is grab these. Ah, crap. Damn it. All right. There we go. Make sure I have the other one placed right. Yeah, see, the other one's placed right. This is the one that screwed me up. Okay. And you guys are... So if I do one there, actually, if we do one here. So do one there. On there. And we're going to do the same on this side. Make sure those are lined up.
When the time is right and the night alone, I will come to this and bring you home. And this world has stopped and the breeze is served. When the time is right, I'll sing you a song.
And that's going to be built. So if we move... Now the idea that I was talking about is we basically cut this portion off, move the nacelles up a bit.
When the horn don't blow, I'ma let you know. When the story fails, I'ma be the tale. When your spirit's out and you're full of doubt, when you're far from found, I hope proud.
Trying to decide here how I want to run this.
I hold ground.
What are the... I may end up replacing the booster with something bigger.
No matter which way, I'ma be your direction. Show you up from down.
I'm kind of curious to see what the power consumption of these things are.
There's no limitations. We get it right this time around. Oh,
35%.
yeah. Then one day, when the sun is out,
Oh.
that you're okay, that it took some time to lose the fear, but now you're grateful and singing along. Yeah, you're singing along. You're singing along. We're singing a song. We're singing a song. We get it right, yeah.
Booster right, huh? Okay. So.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be furious and things can go wrong. You go,
So is it?
better off tomorrow, but who knows,
Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to do. We want you to be thrust override, or increased thrust override.
stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul. Don't quench your desire and
So you got that.
we fly, try so hard to get there and we might, lost but not forever. There's things in life you simply need to know, but sun and rain and trust in letting go.
Okay.
It takes a bit of
That actually works the way I want it to work now. Okay.
before you make it safely to the end,
Let's make sure it doesn't eat itself. Something bigger. Yeah, there's like the Big Bertha. Maybe I might use that engine, or I may replace the outer nacelle engines that we have. Because the idea behind this thing is that it's supposed to be a, oh god, we need to get out of here. And right now, it's not adding that much thrust because of the fact that we've got 8 of the azimuth thrusters.
there's things in life you simply need to know, but sun and rain and
So I could actually, instead of using that as a booster location, could have that be a cannon. Or a like a turret mount of some kind. I'm kind of liking the profile on this thing though. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. Because I do think it would be interesting, because I like I said, I like having the actual thruster there. Oh, you know what I could do? Well, no, because the modular thrusters are ridiculously overpowered. I could go with a lower, maybe go with the vanilla main thrusters. Because then you would notice the power increase. Because these things are something like 8 times. Each one of these is like 8 times more powerful than the vanilla large thruster. More guns is always fun. I think I'm gonna have to sit down and think about that for a little bit. It would also clean up the lines a little bit if I did that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do some speed checks, do some speed tests, I should say. Because the way this is set up right now, I mean, look at that acceleration. That acceleration's rather nuts. And the gyros, I've only got one gyro on it, so that kind of sucks, but... Wait for it to come to a complete stop. Alright. And we're gonna do... Content? I'm gonna throw some uranium in here. I don't know, let's try that again. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay. It works for now. More guns is always fun. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think I'm going to take some time to think about how I want to configure this thing up. Because we still need to figure out how we're going to do lateral thrust, ascent and descent thrust as well. So I'm thinking, let's go blue. Maybe tier 2s. So if we do, because those are just smalls. Those are just smalls, yeah. Which I guess technically would be okay. Should be doing. Four there, and we're gonna flip these. Move over this way, like that. And obviously I would probably move these forward a little bit. Just trying to get an idea of what we need for power on these things. Because these are the tier 2s. Yeah. Let's take a look at these and see how this works out. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Make sure we've got rid of all of the extras we have. Okay. Acceleration's not too bad. Let's get us down towards one of the rocks here. That'll give us a better idea of what we're looking at for maneuverability. Because the acceleration is it's okay. Get us over there. It's fine. It explodes. That would be the one of the lucks of my build, wouldn't it? So. All right. So we get a little closer over here, and this will give us a better idea of what the acceleration and maneuverability looks like. We're not looking at the control maneuverability. We're looking at the thruster maneuverability. So we're just worried about what our vector speeds are. So obviously acceleration and braking, those are good. All right, so lateral. Ascent and descent are going to be about the same as the lateral speed. I think I do want that to go a little bit faster. Can you do what in Medieval Engineer, Sharky? Clang drives? Yeah, you can do them. I don't recommend it. They have a tendency of killing everyone in a, like a half-mile radius. But yeah, if you want to, I mean, you could. Oh, a Clang drive engine in Space Engineers? Man, they keep changing it. Could you, in theory, do one? Yes. Yes, you could. Would I do one in principle? Probably not. Okay, so if we do all that... So if we go 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and or. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And thinking. Go 7.5 on that. Fall off drops to 1. Intensity dropped to 2.5. Oh. And this becomes your engineering area, maybe? Yeah, the Clang Drive engines started in Space Engineers. They poured it over to Medieval Engineers eventually, but so you know, let's go ahead and tie all that together. Okay, so I think that is going to do it for us for right now, because the rest of this is going to be figuring out how we want to set up certain things, and I'm still not sure on which way I want to do certain elements. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. Let's see what the maneuver, but let's see what the actual pitch yaw maneuverability is. Ooh, much nicer. There you go. Okay, I think I am mostly happy with the basic design of this. And what we may do is maybe something like that. Damn it. Just freaking son of a... yeah, I think it's time to call it here. I'm about to start breaking. There you go. So they can patch in that way. There we go. And that gets us our reactors back online. Did I take... Oh no, I only did one set, that's right. You know what? I might double that up. I don't know yet. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for stopping in. I apologize if I seemed a little scattered tonight. It's a lot going on and just trying to figure out which way I want to make things work as far as this build is concerned. But yeah, we're going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Have a terrific weekend, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. And thank you, Sharky. I appreciate you for throwing those links up there, buddy. Yeah, I think this is going to take a little bit more thought. I might actually sit down and sketch this out a little bit. Take care, everybody. Hey, Colin, how you doing, man? Have a great weekend, guys.